Hey everybody, welcome to Upstate Speedtests. We're back in Endwell, New York at Highland Park. And now that I have all three providers with access to Hotspot data, I figured it was time for another Hotspot Showdown. Let's get started. So what we're going to do is first we'll run a speed test on the iPhone just to kind of get a base model number, and then we'll fire up speed test here on my 2021 M1 MacBook Pro. And so let's start out with T-Mobile, and we'll see what kind of base speeds we're getting in this location. Sorry, apologies, I just hit the microphone. A few minutes ago, I ran a speed test just slightly closer to the carousel, and I got 1.2 gigabits per second down, or actually it's close to it anyway. It looks like in this particular spot, we're going to get close to 900 and about 35, maybe 36 on the upload. So all in all, extremely usable speeds on T-Mobile. And like I said earlier, I did get close to 1.2 gigs. So let's hop over to the MacBook Pro now, and we'll run some hotspot tests. This is exciting for me because I've had T-Mobile for like 3 years now, but until 2 days ago, never had access to hotspots. So yeah, let's give it a test. Okay, so let's get connected to my iPhone 15 Pro Max here on the 2021 M1 Max MacBook Pro. Boy, that's a mouthful.
Hello, goodies, and I did not eat all those goodies.
All right, and now let's run the speed test. And of course, being connected, all my notifications are coming through. It's taken a hot minute to connect there, and it's choosing the T-Mobile server. And wow, those are honestly some of the faster speeds I've ever seen on a hotspot connection. The last test we ran on the iPhone, we were on the Empire Access server. So we'll try that one next. But yeah, 497 on the down, 35 millisecond ping. The jitter is actually really high at 82, so I don't know what that's about. And the upload is also noticeably slower. So let's go and connect to that Empire Access server that we were on earlier. What I'll be really interested to see when we get to the AT&T portion of this testing video today is AT&T just deployed C-band on this macro, as I'm sure you saw or will see in the drone footage. Again, I haven't edited any of this yet, obviously, so I don't know where you're going to see it, but you will. And there we go, 540 on the down. Now, the highest that I've ever seen this MacBook Pro go, even on my gigabit Wi-Fi at home, is about 700. So I am suspicious that the iPad, God, I can't talk.
I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to.
I am suspicious that the MacBook does not have the best quality Wi-Fi card in it. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then last but not least, let's go into Google Chrome and do the fast.com server. The reason I'm using Chrome for this test is the Safari app is part of iCloud Relay or Private Relay. So it's basically like a VPN just for Safari, so it could affect the speeds. But wow, you know, again, take the fast.com results with a grain of salt because they're always a little bit exaggerated compared to the Ookla results, I feel anyway. So 36 millisecond ping, loaded ping at 481, and the upload is going to be about the same as Ookla. And yeah, so there we go. I'm filming today's video with the unfortunate circumstance of children all around me. So I'm doing my best to keep a straight complexion here. But if you like children interrupting a video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe down below. Charlotte, don't touch that. Anyway, 600 megabits per second down, 12 megabits per second on the up. Give me a couple minutes here and I'm going to switch over to Verizon next. And we'll see how Verizon's doing. Welcome back. We are now switched over to Verizon Wireless. So let's see what kind of results we can pull out of Verizon. You guys watching this get to see my random photos flash by on the side here. So cool. And here goes Verizon. Now, for whatever reason, Verizon is preferring LTE at the moment. I don't know why. Oh, there it goes. On the phone, it just switched over to ultra-wideband. So Verizon has an ultra-wideband site, as again you will see in the drone footage. It's a stealth macro, so it's hidden behind panels on top of a senior living complex that actually happens to be one of the taller buildings in the area. It's like 7 or 8 stories, and like I've said it, I think I said this in past videos, we drove past it one day and I was like, did that building get taller? And it turns out Verizon added a stealth macro to it. This was back around like 2014, 2015. There's the Empire Access server. So there's children yelling from the playground, "We don't want to go home, Mommy." Not me, to somebody else. So anyway, yeah, we're connected to ultra-wideband, and this test is going to get slightly better results. 53 millisecond ping, 5 millisecond jitter, and 177 on the down. Now, the upload is much better than T-Mobile in this location because, obviously, as you probably saw in the drone footage, we are much closer to the Verizon site than the T-Mobile site. Again, another weakness of N41, like I keep saying in other videos, the closer you are to an N41 site, the better the upload is, and that feels kind of obvious, but I feel like especially on N41, if you're not right on top of the site, you're stuck getting anywhere from 10 to 40 on the upload, which, don't get me wrong, that's not too terrible, but Verizon's upload seems to be much more consistent, even at a distance from the site. So here come the fast.com results. And it looks like we're going to get in the 350 range. Yep, 350. And the upload, we're at 57 milliseconds. The loaded ping time 151. So the loaded ping time, I believe, was better than T-Mobile. Again, probably as a result of how close we are to the site. And the upload is at the 60s. Yeah, it's in the neighborhood. Neighborhood of 60. The fast.com test takes forever to finish on the upload. All right, so going back to the phone for a minute here, I just realized that I neglected to run a baseline test on the iPhone for you before doing the hotspot connection. So there you go, 54 millisecond ping. The loaded ping time is really high for some reason. And of course, you got Verizon with whatever backhaul issues they're dealing with. 170 on the down, which is kind of weak. Again, for 200 megahertz of spectrum, I would expect this site to blast up to a gig easily, especially given how close we are to it. So, wow, there you go. 170 on the down, 99.6 on the upload. So, if you're uploading a big file, you would definitely want to be connected to Verizon for this one. And the loaded ping times are high on the down, okay on the up, well, really good on the up, and jitters at 2. All right, so coming up last but not least, we're going to connect to AT&T, and we'll see how they're doing. These videos, guys, are really being made possible right now by our friends over at Circled In. Circled In helps you get a great deal on a wireless plan by hooking you up with a pre-existing family plan. So yeah, let's give them a shout out real quick. We'll come back and we'll test AT&T. Today's video is brought to you by Circled In. CircledIn.com makes it super easy to get the benefits and savings that come along with a postpaid or prepaid wireless account without having to set one up yourself. Let's take just a second to see how easy it is to use CircledIn.com and save a ton of money on your wireless. Starting out on the CircledIn.com homepage, I would start by clicking All Circles. Once the page loads, you can sort by postpaid or prepaid providers like Verizon, T-Mobile, Google Fi, Simple Mobile, and Metro. If you see a plan that piques your interest or you feel fits you best, you can click Join Circle, read through more details about the plan, and if you decide to go for it, you can click Reserve. Circled In also now supports streaming services like Netflix, Disney, Hulu, HBO Max, and more. CircledIn.com. Check them out today. Thank you again for supporting the channel. Last but not least, we are connected to AT&T on a brand new 5G Plus site. And wow, right off the bat, we've got really competitive speeds with T-Mobile, but blowing Verizon out of the water. The ping time's at 64. And yeah, download at 557, which is really impressive. This T-Mobile site, prior to being upgraded to C-band, was only LTE and was pumping out about 100 down, 120 or 30 occasionally. So this 5G Plus upgrade, really big deal for AT&T. Those are wildly improved results compared to previous times I've been here. So the loaded ping times look okay, although it's a little high on the up. The upload speed is interesting at 7.83, so not nearly as good as Verizon's upload, but again, AT&T's on that FM transmitter a little further off in the distance, so that could possibly explain that. And I bet if we got closer to this AT&T site, we'd get closer to 700 down, but I'd say we're not that close, but we're also not that far away. So jitter at 4 as well. So there's your phone test before we switch over and do the hotspot. So first we'll let the hotspot pick its own server, and of course it looks like it's going to default to the AT&T server. 32 millisecond ping, although again you got to remember that's staying in network, so of course the ping's going to be lower. Jitter at 6 milliseconds. And it looks like the download's going to be, slower than the phone, but not by much. I mean, it's pretty competitive with the phone. 437 on the down. And the upload is also going to be better than the phone did. That's interesting, although, again, we're in network, so that could be the reason. So there's that. And let's switch to the Empire Access server that we've been, just for consistency. The background you're seeing on my computer right now is somewhere near Orlando, Florida. I mean, look at that. Those houses are right on the water, which I guess is cool until a hurricane rolls in, right? Anyway, so here we go with the Empire Access server. And again, it looks like it's going to be very competitive with what we were getting on the phone itself. 461 on the down, 63 millisecond ping, 6 millisecond jitter. So all in all, if you need hotspot access, if you're uploading a big file, I would pick Verizon. If you're downloading a big file, I would pick T-Mobile, with AT&T being a second choice and Verizon being last. Again, Verizon in my area, for whatever reason, all the sites seem to be having some issue with their backhaul. There's one site in the area that you can get close to 2 gigabits per second, and the only reason I think that happens is because there's a fiber ring in that part of town serving an outdoor distributed antenna system that was built around 2015. So I think the upgraded fiber was already there, so that site had the benefit of that being ready to go on day one. So yeah, capping off tonight's video, let's do the fast.com test for AT&T. So all three providers have uncapped video for me now. Verizon uncapped only on ultra wideband. And yeah, there's fast.com running, again, very competitive with the other two providers. T-Mobile being the fastest, though. 330 on the down. And let's see what we're looking like for the other data here. That button is so dumb. I wish fast.com would update it so it just shows the data right off the bat. But anyway, 51 millisecond ping. Loaded ping time at 163, so very good loaded ping. And the upload at, looks like it's going to be around 20. So yeah, all in all, if you're streaming video, looks like T-Mobile is probably going to be your best option in this particular location. Followed very closely by both Verizon and AT&T. 11 megabits per second on the up. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us tonight here at Highland Park in the town of Endwell, New York. And for this Hotspot Showdown. And yeah, it's really nice to have T-Mobile Hotspot available to me now, because I didn't before, so I can do more of these videos for you guys. And again, thanks a lot to video sponsor Circled In. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you guys next time.